Hi all. So welcome to mm, another day. I will not say the number. Why? Because this number is a specific in nature, but sometimes it extends. So it can be day 11. But yeah, we are going to sequence this. So welcome to another day on this session, and we will be talking about this topic today. So till now we have finished everything related to recording and all. Every point I have covered. Now, today's topic. So it will be walkthrough of JMeter directly, the files and folders, properties file, and plugin manager. So I think this may not be covered today, but because if this part reaches out, we will cover it. So about different Python folders, right? So we have to understand that as well. So first we see the JMeter file. Now this is JMeter. And if you open up, you will see so many folders are there. These folders are technically called as directories. In normal language, we call them folders, for technical characters. And so many other, but important one, there are two or three important ones. The first important one is bin directory. So let us go inside now. So in bin directory, if you see, again, there are some folders and then some files are there, and we know some files now as well. Like we have said and we discussed about it, then long back we have discussed about it. So we have discussed, we know some facts. Okay? So we will go ahead and we will talk a little bit more about which files and folders which we use or we will be using while working with the change. Not all, but the necessary. So first one, starting from top, the first folder is just an example for folder, and nothing is there for us to like to use then second one is report template folder. So in this template folder, again, if you go inside, then you will see some coding and other things, JavaScript pieces files are there. And this folder is responsible for that report, uh, that HTML dashboard reports which are which looks like this. So whenever we will be creating a text and running it, it will be looking like this. So this is the report. So this folder is responsible for generating that report. So again, we do not have to do anything in that. Means it will not be required to use day-to-day life. Next is template folder. So again, there is nothing we do in template folder, but just for information. So in this template folder, all those templates are kept. Uh, like one template that we are using, which is recording template. No? So that template is here, getting loaded from here. Recording template. Like that, we have so many templates, and that those templates we will see in the queue. So this template or file template, you can see all this. So all these templates, these are the same thing which are just and the template which we use according to our camera. That is what I have told that we will be using this. Right? Fine. Then next is so those all templates are kept inside. Next is dot jar file. So you know about that dot jar. Basically, JMeter launches through this dot jar file and but we do not directly launch it through dot jar. We generally launch the JMeter through JMeter dot pack file on Windows, on Windows, and this one which doesn't have extension on Mac and Linux. Okay, Linux operating system, Linux Ubuntu, Unix. And these two files indirectly they call this jar. So Even if you click here, JMeter will launch, but we do not launch it directly through there. We launch it either dot bat or now there is a reason for that. One is heat, that memory stuff, and one is that console that we get, right? So about heat also, we will be understanding in next session only. That is the follow-up session. After this, we will be talking about that energy research and how to increase. The total one day session will be for understanding that stuff. So that time we will come to more like why we do not directly launch this, or, or why we do not launch game method solutions. Fine. So that is just that. But indirectly, this all this file and this file is foreign data. Even I'll show you tomorrow. I mean, in the next session, how it is foreign. Then, but directly we don't use it to launch it. Then we have this .prt dot user, this two file, and the proxy server dot this file, which is found as theme. Okay. Uh, so these three files are related to certificates. We have just discussed that. So I'll be only explaining which a user has to do. Okay, not unnecessary. Then this you see all bean cell thing. So we do not like we do not have to do anything with it, or we do not. Then comes the voice is not clear. But
We can. I think it will be fine now. I'll have to always check uh, this. I think this will be fine. I, I should always check this start every day. Hmm. Fine. So this part again I'll explain. Do not worry about that dot pattern nothing. No? Even I've explained this in previously. So that same thing I was repeating, but I'll explain it again tomorrow. Fine. So these three sorry, four files are not required. Correct. People are listening from like almost 5 minutes. People are like ping me if voice is low or something. Actually, what happened? I use headphone and sometimes it takes the default laptop voice. Right? Default microphone is there in laptop, correct? So that time when it is like Zoom is taking that one, so that time voice will be low. And even though I have plugged my headphone, okay, or my Bluetooth earphone, but it doesn't auto select. Many time it misses. Zoom misses up to select the external one. So it uses the internal one, okay, which is the laptop default microphone, and that time it will come low. So generally I check. Sometimes I forget also. So that's why this low voice will be there. So always in beginning only you just whenever you hear the recording is started, right? So that time only please ping me that this problem is coming, and I'll try to change. Sometime yeah, many time I can also forget, but yeah, generally I verify, but sometime I forget. So when you just speak up in the beginning only, it will be good that this voice is very low. So that will be the region. That is the region. When the default microphone it takes, no, that time voice becomes very low. And again, when I select it manually to headphone, it becomes good. Fine. So yeah, so these three files are related to bean cell and other stuff. So again, it's we do not use, a normal user do not use. Then we have this create RMI keystore dot bat and dot sh. So these two are used in distributed testing. Distributed testing is a kind of test stuff related to JMeter only, where we use multiple machines to put more user load. So we will be talking about this in future. For now, distributed testing, just understand that, or it is also called as master and slave, in which we use multiple laptops, right? Or you can say multiple machine to put more user load on the application. Because generally there is a limitation, resource limitation, due to which one from one laptop or one machine you can, let us say, put 5,000 or 4,000 user load. But now let us say you have to put 20,000 user load, then what you will do, right? So we have to always we have to use extra machines So that is coupled. So that is what called distributed testing or master slave concept. So that time these two files are used. We will be discussing about that in that part. Then we have sc dot parameter, not of not of general use. Then heap dump dot cmd, heap dump dot sh again, not of general use. One more thing before I uh, proceed ahead. See, you will see two files with same name. Okay, suppose you see create RMI keystore dot bat, right? And this is same dot sh. Or here you see heap dump dot cmd and heap dump dot sh, right? Like that you will see those many places this will be there. So dot bat is for using that file on Windows. Remember, okay, Windows OS. And dot sh, that you see, right, that same file, it is there, it is given to be used on Mac OS, Apple Mac OS, right, and Unix or Linux or Ubuntu OS. Okay, Ubuntu. So okay, do not get confused why two file with same name but extension is different. Dot sh is for Mac and Linux, and dot bat is for using that file on Windows. Okay, only here exception is there. Like you see JMeter dot bat and JMeter dot sh. So dot bat is for launching JMeter on Windows, correct? But as per the technical aspects, dot sh should be for launching JMeter on Mac and Linux, right? Just now we have seen. But actually, only for this case exception, launching JMeter on Mac and Linux, we do not use this, but we use this file, and this file doesn't have any extension. See, it doesn't have any extension, no extension. Only file which do not have extension, no extension. Okay, so we use that one. Fine. So next, uh, till here it's done. Then jas.config, again no general use. Then fine. Then this I have just talked about. This also just talked about. Then this heap dump, generally heap dump is used for application. Okay, memory leakage on application. Here they have given to analyze a memory application for JMeter, but that is not of use. Why you will be analyzing memory analysis for JMeter, correct? But they have given for that purpose only. So that's why not needed. Then yeah, so this JMeter, right, is used to launch JMeter on Linux and Mac. This JMeter is used to launch JMeter on Windows. And we have jmeter.sh. Generally, just now I explained that technically it should be used to launch jmeter on Mac and Linux, but we do not use it. Many places in other YouTube or many blogs or article, you'll see they will be using this, but we do not use it. Okay, I'll explain it tomorrow why not to use it. And many people are still not aware and they are teaching like this only. But technically, I'll tell you in next session. Fine. Then JMeter log file. So this is important. Whenever you open, you'll see some JMeter related logs will be there. What are these logs? We'll talk about them. Okay. When such topic will come, that time we will again come and visit this. But this is important. Okay. And we'll be talking about this. Then we have properties file. Okay. So you see, we have JMeter properties file. And this kind of properties file are six. So you can see 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, and 6 year. So six properties file. So after finishing all this, I'll come in last and we'll talk about this. So this is also done. Then comes here, you see jmeter dash n dot cmd, jmeter dash n dash r dot cmd, and jmeter dash t dot cmd, jmeter dash w dot cmd. So these two files you see here and these two files, they are used to do a shortcut operation, means some operation with JMeter in shortcut. So they are shortcut commands. Even I have written about them, what they does, right? But they are just shortcut stuff. So no need to focus on. like to do activity in shortcut way, but that is not needed, so we can ignore them. Later on, we can read just for your understanding purpose, but not required. Okay, so these two file here and these two file. Fine. Next come this server, JMeter server and server.pat. You see, so this same two files again they are also used in distributed testing. So just now we talked about. So when that topic will come, we will be using them, and that time you'll be coming getting idea. Then we have KRB 5 config and log. So KRB, it's for Kerberos authentication. So we'll be doing a small uh, yeah, a small session on this part also. So we'll revisit this. Log4j again will be used by JMeter only, not for general use. Then again, mirror server dot cmd and mirror server dot sh. Again, this is one of the element of JMeter, right? It is used by one of the non-test element. You can see here, mirror server. So for that one, it's there and no use. Like there is no such known or good use of this. So I can ignore them. Proxy server dot jk site. So certificate related. We have talked about this yesterday only. Then property. Yeah. Next come here. You see shutdown dot cmd, shutdown dot sh, stop test dot cmd, stop test sh. So these are again here also same two file, two same name, but extension is different. Right? So these two are used for again to stop the test when we run test means performance test, right? A long test when we do. So to stop that test. So we will be again revisiting this in future. Okay, fine. Then comes threaddump.cmd, threaddump.sh, and utility.group. Again, not of general use, right? So these are the files and folders of bin directory, and which we use and which we will be ignoring, or which is not used in general. Now I'm leaving properties file, or 6 properties files are there. We will revisit after finishing other topic, like other files and folder. Fine. So I'm going back. Okay. So that was all about files and folder in bin directory. Next, so that is a very important, or you can say first important directory in JMeter. Okay. Next important directory in JMeter is lib file, lib directory. Second important. Now what is there, right? So if you open this lib file, you'll see all jars will be there. Dot jar. So actually these are what? These are all JMeter components kept in binary form or compiled form, right? So like one day I was saying that a Java program, once it is there is a process, so it is compiled, then it gets converted into binary form. That is what jar files, right? And they are executable form also. So these all are like all jars. Here also you'll see whole jar dot jar file are there. Inside this also you'll see two folders. One is ext and junit folder will be there. So if you go inside ext, again here also jar files will be there, right? Now you'll be having confusion like why here also so much jar, and then why especially some jars are kept inside ext folder, right? So I'll tell you. See, this jars files which are there inside ext folder, they are important one. They are like more important. Okay, more important one, or more yeah, more important files. So they are kept here, and the other less relevant or less important one are kept outside. And these all jar actually makes they are, you can say, hands and legs and body of JMeter. Means like how we have in our human body we have all body parts, right? For an example, I'm saying, so same way. So this JMeter is made of this jar only. If you delete any of the jar, or you rename them, or you do anything, you'll see JMeter will not work properly. For an example, I'll tell you. See, we have here functions dot jar. You see function. So this jar is responsible for functions in JMeter here. In tools, and you see your function is there, right? Function. So this is coming from here. So if you delete, it will not work, right? So that's why no need to uh, touch anything here, just for information. So like so many the core, you see, are components. main component of JMeter, the core, main body core, like that. So many are there, right? So the main hands and legs of JMeter, main important jars are kept here, and using these jar only JMeter is made. And the less important are outside, which are more, right? So that's why this is called leap folder or libraries folder, right? And we do not have to do anything or touch anything here, just for knowledge it's needed. But this is also very important, and do not touch anything because it is going to change anything, any change here, any deleting or any like a rename or anything, uh, it is going to impact the JMeter. Next, so that is first. Second, next I can say next important one is printable docs. So these two are more important. Then third important is printable docs. So inside this file, what is there? Right? The question will be there. So inside this file, the JMeter website is kept as downloaded, or it is kept in downloaded form. So uh, the whole JMeter website, if you see here, this same this is the JMeter website, right? So this is online version. So this whole thing has been downloaded and kept inside this printable docs folder. Okay. Uh, So I can show you. So if you see this index.html, right? If you just double click, it will open up. See, so this is the online version. Right? This is how it's look, the home page, and this is the same page, index.html, the downloaded version. So you see same. So same way, all the pages of that website is kept and downloaded here. Okay. So that is what. So you can say offline. This is offline. The same website kept in offline form. Sometime it is useful. So they have given. Okay. So I will be explaining in future when it can be useful. But yes. So that is third important. Fourth important file is like this backup folder. Okay. So before I explain backup folder, which is also very important. Then what are left, right? So docs is left, extra is left, and these licenses are left, and this some is other. So these are not of any use. Means they are needed for JMeter, but like they are not that much of important, or nothing is there to worry more on that or to focus more on that, right? So in docs or whatever extras or something they have kept, right? But not required Grafana JMeter template. This is a maybe in future I'll show you about this. But some additional thing they have kept, which is not of that much important. Then same way these licenses, they have kept something, right? Yeah, and these three pillars. Next, wait. Fine. So last folder which is important is backup folders. Now what will be there in backup folder, right? So see, backup folder generally whenever you will be downloading JMeter, right, and it will be in zip format, and then we unzip, right, zip format, and then we unzip, correct, unzip. So we get all those things. So initially this will not be there, backup folder, remember, initially it will not be there. When you start, when we, like anyone, start using the JMeter and we try to create a record and do anything, right, start creating the TC script, so that time this folder gets created. Okay. Initially, it will not be there. Now, what will be there inside this? Remember. So inside this, 10 latest backup. Remember. Okay. 10 latest backup. Backup of any script or of any JMX file. Right. JMX file will be kept. File will be kept. Okay. Kept. Right. So for an example, suppose when I was giving some demo like from last 2 days. So suppose we saved we did some recording and I saved with some name, right? And let us say I've saved them on my desktop. So I've given a name like first first rec dot jmx, then another was second rec dot jmx, correct? Right. So you can see here one second dot jmx is also there. Yeah, you can see. So so what you see here, see. So these are the file name with which let us say I'll open second rec dot jmx, which I think we worked yesterday. So here some stuffs are there. You can see here. This is for adducting. I think we recorded, right, and I saved it. So I given a file name second rec dot jmx, means second recording dot jmx. So it is saved on my desktop, correct, desktop. But a backup of the same file is kept here. You see, second rec, second rec, second rec, second rec, second dot jmx, and only extension as a suffix is given. You see 004, 056, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you count them, they will be 10, 10 latest. So it started from 1, like 001, you can see here, and it keep on increasing. So you can see the second file, right? Second, so 1, 2, 3, 4, it is increasing. It is there. This file is also there. Yeah. Second.jm. So when we were opening and when we were working on that, so 4 backup has been saved. Again, if I open it and keep on working, so the backup will be more, right? So like that. And what happens? So once like let us say here starting from 4 until 30. Now it'll ask me from where 1, 2, 3 where it went, right? So it got automatically deleted because every now and then the backup of this file will be kept here, and there will be number in that, right? So all 10, like suppose it reaches 10, so previous one it will remove. Like let us say I have opened this up. Now if I do some changes and another thing, again one more backup called 14 will be saved. So if that will happen, so one previous one will be gone. Okay, because only 10 latest, remember latest, right? With, and this is the file name with which file name you are working. So main file is on JMX. You see, main file is on desktop. Suppose I have saved main file, but the backup of that 10 latest backup is saved here. So any file you will be working, that 10 latest uh, backup or 10 latest file of that will be saved in that backup folder. Okay. So it's like for any file, even any other JMeter. If I suppose here, uh, here you see, suppose this is I have one another JMeter. So you see, I was working on so many scripts. So you see, so many backups has been kept here, right? Like that. So you'll be working, and the backup will automatically being made there for every file. You will be working. Now, why it is there, correct? Or you can say why it is important. So it is important because accidentally, let us say, the main file. Suppose the main file I have saved on desktop, right? This second rec.jmx, there on JMX. Yeah, here, right? So that is the main one, and backup is here. So what will happen that suppose accidentally if someone delete it, or yeah, somehow you got deleted or something happened, or you are trying to open it and it's not opening up, not opening up, right? Sometimes file can get corrupt also. We have seen it. It happens. So you are trying to open and it is not opening up. So it means it has corrupt. But your work is there, right? That is saved in that. So your hard work is gone. Then you will be frustrated. Oh, what happened? So that time it will be here. I can bring this latest one. Okay. If that is gone, so I can always come in backup folder and with same second rec and the latest file. Suppose this is the latest one. I can open it. And yeah, you can see it's looking same, right? Because it was the last version saved. And again, I can go to file and save it. Uh, Save as, right? I can go do file and save test planner, and again I can wherever you want you can resave it. Some name you can give here, like second rec or whatever, and resave it, right? So that is the beauty. Okay, that is the beauty of this backup folder. Now, So that is done. Um, all files and folders of JMeter are explained. Now, next one is this properties file. Okay. So yeah. Now there are properties file in JMeter, and there are six properties file. Okay. So those in bin folder, if you see, there are six properties file. One is here JMeter.properties file, report generator.properties file, save services.properties file, system.properties file, upgrade.properties file, and user.properties file. Okay. And all these properties file you can open in any editor, any notepad editor is there, right? Like notepad or notepad plus plus. So suppose JMeter.properties file I'm trying to open. So it's in notepad I'm opening. So this is how it looks. Some lines are there here. Correct? Or I'll open them in Notepad++. There they looks little bit colorful, so I'll be using that. So I'm selecting all these four, six, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll be opening all them in one go in Notepad++. So little only difference you can open in any editor, even Sublime text is there or whatever, right? Or in normal Notepad. So they look like this, like some lines are there, right? You see. So what are they? So I've opened them all in Notepad++. So this is the first one, JMeter.properties file. This is second one, report generator.properties file. This is safe services.properties file. This is system.properties file. This is upgrade.properties file, and this is user.properties file, right? And what are they in that? So if you just scroll, something is written, correct? Something is written. So maybe will not be understanding all, but yeah, you can see here. Here in report generator also you can see all are written. This is safe services. Something is there, right? Some lines are written. System dot properties here also. We have upgrade dot properties and we have user dot properties. Okay. Now out of this, only two are important to us. So let me filter them out. I just go and just I'm clicking on properties so that only those six will be shown so that it is easy to do the explanation, right? So these six. So out of these six, only two are very important or important for a for a general use. Okay, like a user, which are not useful. So I'll just cross mark them. So report generated dot properties file, like no such general use, right? Then save services dot properties file, no such general use, and upgrade dot properties file, completely no general use, right? Okay. Now somewhat system dot properties file, sometime it can be used or almost you can say 99% of case that is also not of that much general use, but that 1% case I'll explain now only, do not worry. So which are left, which is important, jmeter dot properties file and user dot properties. And you see jmeter dot properties file is the biggest file, you see 58 KB means I'll show you, there are so much lines are there. Okay, like it's very big. And the system dot properties file is the smallest one, 5 KB. So which I have completely crossed out, will not be talking about them because that is not of general use. So report generator dot properties file, then save services, and then upgrade. So I'll just close them. I have opened them here. So this is report generator. Close it. This is save services, right? Close it. And this is upgrade. Just close it. So this is JMeter dot properties, which is the biggest one. Size is big. So you see, if you scroll from top to down, you see so many contents are there. Like this is system dot property, the very smallest one. Here, no such content. But when that is used, so I'll just explain that and we will close it. So related to that Kerberos, which I just talked, right, that we have a krb config dot file in JMeter and Kerberos thing authentication. So that time, one change this two line we have to change here, and that time we yeah, that time we need this. Otherwise, there is nothing as such in this file for any general use. So yeah, so you can also say that is also of like not general use. So only now two are left, this one and this one. Now out of this, this file is very important. All are important. I'm not saying like that, but this is very important and it's the biggest file. And hence, if you see uh, JMeter dot properties, thousands of lines are there and it's big also, right? Yeah, I'm scrolling down. You see now in this what is there basically. So in this you see some text are there and this text actually they are lines. These are some lines here and these lines controls the working behavior of JMeter. Remember, okay? These lines control the working behavior of JMeter or many like setting. They changes the setting or they are responsible for many settings of JMeter to change it or um, yeah unchange it. So the important one we will be discussing. There are thousands of them and no need to know all of them, right? Because even we cannot know. No one can remember this, right? And that is waste also. No one ask any question. Only the important one I'll be talking. So first, we will try to understand how these lines are impacting, how they impact the geometer. Correct. So I'll start with one example. So let us say certificate related stuff, right? So we have undo, redo, certificate, backup, and increasing. Out of that, we will be doing this, and these three changes we'll be doing. This is very important. So for an example purpose, let me first show this, then we will see other. So certificate, right? Yesterday I talked about that JMeter certificate. If you try to open it, it has a default expiry of 7 days, you see. But and there is a line which controls that. So in same JMeter dot properties file, if you search control F and try to search certificate, so you can see that here one certificate came, but this is not that one. We'll just wait. We'll just yeah, we'll just search one more time. So I typed certificate and I searched this, right? So it came here, but this is not that one. We will do one more click. Yeah, it came here, right? You can see. So test script recorder certificate configuration. So it's total complete from here to here. We can see this is especially for that certificate file. So we do not need to know all those things. But one line I'll just show you, and I'll also tell you like how these lines are impacting the working behavior of JMeter, right? So see one line here. Set proxy dot crt dot validity is 7. Validity is 7 in 7 days. Okay, and that's why the certificate expiry time is 7 days. Now, if we want to increase, we can increase by changing that line. Now, how to change that line? So this is the line, and you want to change it. So first you have to remove this hash. So understand by default all line will look like this, the change or unchange whatever. Now if you want to do any change, so you have to remove that hash. Like just understand, do not think same to same, but under line coding, right? We do coding, so some lines are there when we write a code. Correct. Suppose for I is equal to something. If you want to, if we do not need that line of code, so we comment it out, right? Using hash or something. So think like this only, not exactly, but think like that. So suppose I want to change this. So first this hash you have to remove. So remove that, and then this 7. Um, Whatever you can give, like suppose instead of 7 I can give 365 days and save it, right? Save it. So once this is saved, first change it like this and then save this file, and you have to start the JMeter because remember that any changes if you want to take effect, so we have to always restart the start the JMeter. So I can close this and before I open it, let me delete this three file so that I'll regenerate it again and I'll show you whether it has changed or not. Fine. So what I'll do, I'll immediately do zoom in. I'll immediately add the template very quickly. It will be more quick. Let us add that template. There are some change, fixes or change we do here, but I'm not doing. I'll just click on a start because that is not the point. We have already discussed that, right? My point is to show you. Okay, so it has been generated. Now let us stop. So if you scroll down, it's there. Just today only it got generated, right? This three file again, the CRT file again. If you double click on that, now see the date. It has increased or not? Almost 1 year it has increased, right? Like so. Uh, I'm telling you like how these lines are impacting. Correct. So like that, so many lines are there, right? In these files which change the working behavior or feature or setting of the JMeter. You got, I hope you got, right? And JMeter is one of the important ones where this all so many lines are there and they control the working behavior or the settings or the feature of JMeter. Now, so got, hope you got the idea about this. Next, so that is JMeter.properties. Okay. Now, next is user.properties, which is important. Now, what is this? So see, this user.properties file name itself is given user, means it is the file for user. The user who is using user who is using JMeter, right? Using JMeter, correct? JMeter. So now I'll think like what is that? So see, what JMeter people have done is that they have made this file for user, whoever is using the JMeter. Now you'll ask me what is the meaning of this, right? So meaning of this is that you want to do any change in this file. Suppose you want to increase this certificate validity time only, right? If you want to increase it. So what they say that do not do the change here. Let it be as it is. Okay. However, it is there. What you have to do is you have to just copy that line from this file because all file are in jmeter.properties file. So any line that you want to change, instead of changing inside that, you will bring that line and put it in user.properties file and change it over there and change it over there, right? So example I'll show you. So let us say this I'll revert it like how it was there originally. So this is 7 and this is hash was there originally. Say now since I have reverted this time, so again next time JMeter will start and if you generate the certificate, it will be again having the same validity of 7 days. Okay. Now, so let us say I want to increase that. So what they say is instead of doing that change in jmeter.properties file, we'll copy that line. So let us copy this line without hash. Hash is not required because we have to remove that hash, right? So I'll just copy this line, Control C, select and Control C. Come to user.properties file, open the user. Whenever you will open user.properties file, in that also some lines will be there. By default, some lines will be there. You see, we do not have to touch them. Okay. Uh, what we have to do is, so I have opened the same user.properties file in Notepad++. So it's looking little color. So by default, some lines will be there. You see. Now what you have to do, that line which I've copied from jmeter.properties file, like this line, I'll put it in user.properties. Now where to keep? So either on top or in the bottom, somewhere here in the bottom, you can keep. So we'll keep on top only because it's looks so good. I'll just draw a line like this. This is bottom line and this is top. So on top only generally we'll put because it will be visible from normal eye. Otherwise, so I'm just drawing a line so that whatever the default value are there, they will remain in between that, right? We will not change it. So we can put downside here also, but it goes more down, right? So better to put up so that it's easily visible. Now here I can paste it. So you see, so here I have pasted it. Okay. Now do that change here. So instead of 7, put 365 like this, right? And then save and restart the JMeter. So so you got the point, right? Instead of changing here, uh, this line should be copied and should be changed. For that purpose, they have made it. This JMeter user dot sorry, this user dot properties file is made. Now, a few more example also I'll show you, and yeah, so few more example. So next example is like undo redo. Let us say. So that undo redo is not important, but sometime it can be handy. So I suggest it to like you can enable it, but not. I'll write it here. So not so important. If you want, you can do that, but sometime I find it's useful. Control, but it cannot be useful also. So undo redo, we have undo redo in any tool, but in JMeter undo redo is not there. Like suppose, even I'll tell you how it works, but yeah, first let us add this or enable this setting. So this is JMeter, okay, and I'll first let us change. So this is JMeter dot properties file. Search for and control F and search for history. So when you search for history, it's this shows up, and this is the line here. You see undo dot history size 0, and they have written some notes also. You can read it. See, one beauty of these files are there is notes written. Always remember, it's not like that every line which is here is for changing only. No, like this is the line, okay. But whatever the things you see here, that whole is notes, a small notes for this line, like what it does. Same way that certificate thing, which we were back certificate, which was here, right? So suppose this 7 days. Now it's there, but what it does, a notes is written here. You see validity, right? So before every line, like this is a line. What it does, uh, no, not for all, but like here it's not written. But let us say what this line does, it's written here. What this line does, it written. What this line does, it written here. So for most of the lines, a note is written. So like all this, suppose what this line does, not written here. What this line does, not written here. What this line not does, here this note is written here, right? So that is there. Okay, that feature. It's not like that everything is the line to change. No, they look like same, but this is a line. But what this does, a note is written here. This is a line. What it does, a note is written here. Like that. Okay. So note is always there, written for every line. So coming to history. So for history also, a complete note is written there. By default, it's not visible and something what. So ignore that. I'll just show you how to use it. So this is the line. We have to copy that line. I said we do not change it here as a best practice. We can do the change here, but as a best practice, we do not change it here. And instead of changing it, we copy it and can put it here. Yeah. Now, according to notes, if you see, they are saying that if you want to increase it, by default is 0. You can give some number greater than 0. So I will give suppose 3 here instead of 0, 3, and I'll save it. So I'll just restart the JMeter and see here two buttons will come. One will be like this, looking like this. Another one will look like this. So that is called undo redo. Okay. So I'll just restart it. So I have restarted and let me zoom. So you can see here these two buttons came. These earlier they were not there. Now they come. How they works, I'll tell you. So they sometimes they can be handy. Like accidentally, suppose any mistake we did, like for an example, suppose I'll tell you how it works. Suppose I've added, I'll add a thread group very quickly. I'll add a controller. Suppose I'll add a listener. I'll add this. I'll add this. Right? Suppose. So you see, I added few item one by one. So that is counted in a step. So here, suppose I've written three. So it means that we can go three steps back. Okay, steps back, three steps back, or three steps forward. Means three step I can do undo. So here undo is enabled. So it means that if I click, so three time like this will be gone, this will be gone, this will be gone, like you see. All right. Um, it's not happening in my laptop. There is some problem. It's not happening, but I think this should go, but it's you can try. Okay, it will go back. It's not one. In my laptop, some problem is happening with Java and this. So even this Zoom shortcut is not working. Control plus LT is not working, but you can try. Okay, so like three step, it will go back. Like this will be removed, this will be removed, this will be removed in sequence, and again you can redo them. Again you can add them, right? So when it can be useful, like sometime, let us say any element or anything, we accidentally delete it, right? Suppose this is a file. Suppose this is a file, and suppose this is this I got I accidentally I deleted it or something. So I can always click and it will come. See, it came, right? I'll show you. Suppose I'm deleting this and I can again click, so it will come back. So that a small help it can do. Okay, like that. Okay, so this is undo redo. So hope you have seen, right, like how these lines are changing the working behavior of uh, JMeter dot property. This JMeter working behavior or settings of JMeter or feature of JMeter. Right? Okay. Now one more I'll show you, but that doesn't needs to be implemented. Backup related setting. So the backup folder we just discussed about, right? There is a setting for that also. So let us do Control F and type backup. Backup here. You have to search backup in JMeter dot properties file. So you can see here this is the this whole thing is related to that only from here to till here. So there are total six lines related to that. What are they? Right? So this is the first line, and what it does, a complete note is written here. So by default it's true. Means uh, backup on save, right? Like by default it's true. So it means that always backup will be taken because that is the nature. By default it's true. So any file you will be working on, its backup will be saved with this file name, right? We have just seen that. So it is true. So that is one line related to that backup setting. Second one is this, where you want to keep default directory. Right? So default directory always goes to backup folder. Like inside JMeter directory, backup folder will be created and all backup will be saved inside. But if you want to keep it some other folder, you can do. You can remove this hash and that whole path, folder path or directory path, you can give it here. and all backup will go there. Otherwise, by default, they goes in backup. So that is second line, first line here, second line here. This is third line. This is third line. This one. Like for how many time you want to keep the backup. So currently it's 0. So 0 means for lifetime. Okay. Whatever the backup will be made, kept in that folder, they will be kept for lifetime until you delete them. Right. So you can delete like after every 1 month or 2 months, you can delete because they consume memory. It's not like that we can even one JMeter which I have shown it like I have this is one JMeter. This is another JMeter I have. So if you go there, there are so many backup and they are like we go to details. I think they are from January 2023. This is very old JMeter which I have kept it there. So from 2023 I was working. So these files are there, which I'll not be needing now, right? So we can delete, and if you delete, some space will be become empty, right? So we can always delete, but for now it's default is 0. So that's why it will be for lifetime. It will be kept for life. If you want to change it, right? Like okay, for 1 month we'll keep. After 1 month they should be deleted automatically or whatever. So you can remove this hash and instead of 0 you can put that hour in hours. Suppose for 1 month you want to keep, so 1 month means 30 days into 24 hours. So what is the result, that value you can keep, simply value, no need to keep hours or anything, only the value. Like 24 into 3, how much, 12 and 2 6, something it will come, like let us say one, like 900 or 984 or something, like whatever you have to keep that number. Okay, by removing that hash. So that backup will be kept for that much period. Otherwise, by default is 0. Then this is about max count, right? You see this line, and note is written here. Like the 10 latest 10 backup. Default is 10 because of that number. You want to reduce it to 5, you can always do. Just remove this hash and put it 5 here. So only 5 latest backup will be saved. And this is also another setting related to saving only. Like once we create the test plan, then we run the test, right? So that time also backups are saved. So this is for that. So you see, for backup also almost 5 or 6 lines are 5 lines are there. You see, only for backup, and a special heading is also given. So this is how these lines are controlling the user, the settings or the behavior or the feature of the JMeter or the working behavior of the JMeter, right? Now, so coming to this, yeah. So you got the idea, like JMeter dot properties file is very important file, and all the file, all the there are thousands of line in that, and they control somehow the setting or the feature or the working behavior of JMeter, and only few we need or we change. But that is what, and whatever the line that is changed, that is supposed to not to be changed here, but they are supposed to be changed, copied and changed in this user dot properties file, because there are some reason for that also. Some good reasons are there. So what is that reason, right? Why they have given, you will ask. So let us say related to, suppose this history only for an example. So I'll go back, or certificate, let us say certificate or history, whatever. One example I'm saying. Okay. So you see, we have this same line as it is, and we have copied the same line and put it here. Now, what will happen? Suppose you change, you are changing here only. We can change. It's not like that we cannot change. We can change, and even I have shown you by changing that it works, right? But we are not supposed. So it works. We can change here in jmeter.properties file also. We can change, right? It's not like that we cannot change. We can always change in jmeter.properties, but right. But as a good good practice, okay, or best practice, it is not suggested to change here. So region are also there, but we can change. I have just changes it and I've shown you it works, right? But why not to do, correct? So first region is like, there are thousands of lines here, and suppose you have done one change here and you have forgotten after 6 months, you do not remember, and after 6 months you want to unchange that. So it will become difficult to find na, what you change or where you change. Correct. And same line, if you copy and put it in user.properties file, so we will remember, okay, this is are the three lines we changed. So that is the first reason. Second reason, in suppose we are working in a team and uh, in place of you, you went on leave and some other person is working. So how we will come to know what changes you have done, right? So it will be difficult for him to go and find it here. If you put it here, for everyone, it will be visible. Okay, these lines you have changed. So that is important. Then third way is while upgrading to newer version. So let us say current version is 5.6.3, suppose, or 4, whatever. I have forgotten which version. 5.6.3. Yeah. So 5.6.3. Maybe next time 5.7 is coming or whichever is coming. So again, in that version also some important line we have to change, and one by one, again if you do the change over there in 5.7, there also user dot properties and all will be there. So if you one by one, if you do in that, it will become lengthy, right? Little lengthy task. But if you keep them in one place, simply you can open the user dot properties file of newer version. I can copy this line and simply paste it. Correct. So you see this. This is why this this user dot properties file is given by JMeter people for us, like for a user. Okay. And this is helpful in this properties file are also helpful in running a test in CI/CD pipeline. So that also I'll be explaining when we will be talking about the Jenkins and other stuff. Okay, how that is important. So that time also you'll get to the idea of how these properties file are important. Right? Fine. Okay. Next is one thing. Remember. So after doing any change, right, we have to just save and restart the JMeter. Then only it will work. Next is you will be having one confusion, right? That this same line is here, which is like default one, and the same line we have put in user.properties file, and we have changed it. We have changed it, right? And it's here also. So which one will JMeter consider? Because it can be confusing for him. One line is there in JMeter.properties file, and same line is there in user.properties file, but there is change in them, but line is same, right? So which one will JMeter consider? That time confusion will come, right? So always remember that user.properties file overrides the property defined in other properties file. Those lines are called properties. Remember, properties line. That's why this file name is also dot properties. So those lines are called properties lines. So remember that what user.properties files means, in user.properties file, whatever line you have given or whatever changes you have done, that will be given first importance, or yeah, first preference or importance. Okay, whatever it is there in user.properties. So with the same line, even let us say you can do this like suppose you can change it here, right? But generally we no need to do why to do conflict. So same line here also and same line here also. But here it has changed. So which one will JMeter consider, right? So confusion will come, correct? So always what is there in user.properties file, that will be considered or that will be given importance. Okay. So that we should remember, right? Next is one last import. So I talked about this one. This is very important. View result tree line limitation, and it is very important to change or increase. Remember, huh? So we should do that. So what is that? First, I'll explain. See this and why we have to increase. So whenever we do recording, this view result tree is there, right? Inside HTTP thesis recorder. Here all recording logs come. Correct. Now there is a default limitation of those logs. Like suppose I'll show both these logs. when we did the recording, this is how it looks. Now what happens, these all lines are counted one by one, one line there. So this area or this view has only default view setting of 500 lines, right? Means one, two, three. If you see only 500, you can see here. Now, if recording is big, so more than 500,000 lines also can come, right? If you are doing a complete 10, 20 transaction you are recording, so that time more than 500 lines can come here, and that time it will be difficult to find them because it will only show 500 strict. What about other lines, right? So that is a limitation, and we have to increase that. So, and that is a very important thing to increase. That's why I've written that in PPT also. So how to do? So same way in jmeter.properties file, we'll do view result. It has done. So search view result, control F in jmeter.properties file, and this is the heading, and this is the line. You can see. So by default it's zero. You see? Oh, sorry, 500. And if you want to bring all the lines, so we have to keep zero here. They are saying, and they are also saying it will consume memory and nothing. Do not worry about that. So this line I'll copy and I'll put it in user.properties file. And instead of 500, I'll make it zero. Okay, fine. And save it. So this is a very important line. You should always enable that. Okay. So I have a special focus on that. Fine. So that covers, and again, after changing any line, always save it and start the JMeter for the changes to take effect. Okay. Next is plugin manager. 10 minutes I'll take on this. So plugin. Plugin man, what is plugin and plugin manager? See what happens by default in JMeter, we have seen that 12 major components are there, right? And these are 12 major, and every component has some sub elements, correct? So almost 60, 70 elements are there if you count each of them, or more than that, they are there. So they comes by default in JMeter. Apart from that, there are some plugins. Plugin means some extra element which do not come in JMeter by default, but they come additionally. Like you have to download it additionally. So there is separate dedicated website for them. So this is Google, and type your one JMeter uh, plugin and just search it plugins. So when you search a special website, this is the website of JMeter, and you can open it. So when you come here, you will see it's loading slowly. You can see here it's showing total item 123. Means total 123 item. Yeah, total 118, total 123. Means total 123 extra plugins are there. And they are the element, independent element, right? Which doesn't come by JMeter by default, but they comes as a plugin. Plugin means what happened? Whatever the component of JMeter that we see is completely developed by JMeter organization, Apache. But here, many people can do what some other organization, third party organization or third party people can also develop something, and they can get it approved and they can get it posted here. Okay. So if you see any one of the plugin, any plugin here, that might be made by some other person, and that is just made available here after approval. Okay. So that people can use that, right? So they are extra setup plugin. So I'll be so in this session, like this is just about how to download them. Okay. So this is the website. Now any plugin if you want to have in JMeter, how to have them, that is this session about. So what we have to do is when you visit this website and any plugin you need, some plugin we will be using also. That's why this is important to know. So to get the plugin we have to install this. You see here, if you are the first time, consider installing plugin manager into JMeter. So plugin manager will not be there by default in JMeter. We have to install it by clicking here. Once you click here, this page comes, and here you can see here installation and usage, and it's saying download the plugin manager jar file. You see this jar file you have to download and put it in lib select ext directory. We have just talked about directory, right? Remember? So ext directory is there. Where it is? It's in lib directory. So we have to go there and just paste it. It's a jar file. So first you have to download, and it will go. I have clicked on that. So here plugin 1.11. Save that. So it has gone to my downloads folder. Downloads. So here plugin manager scene. Okay, this is that JMeter plugin. Now what they're saying, this is jar file, and this jar file you have to keep it in JMeter lib slash ext directory, and then you have to start the JMeter. Okay, so first let us copy that. Very easy only, and then go to JMeter and then lib folder, and in lib also ext folder. Correct. That is what they have given, and paste it here. Control B. It's we have pasted in lib and ext folder, because remember main component of JMeter is in ext folder, and non-main or not so important are outside. Okay, so the main thing should be in ext only. They have given here also. Then you have to start the JMeter and then go to option, and we will see plugin manager there. So for now, if I go and show you, this is option. And do you see any such plugin manager kind of thing here? No, right? Now if I close and start it, so then you will see that option will come, plugin manager. So yeah. So now if you see it, it came. Do you see here? So here options, and here plugin manager, this option. Now when you click, generally three tabs will be there. This first tab shows whatever the things are installed. So by default, these are all core component stuff. To know the plugin, you have to go in this tab, and any plugin which are there on that website, maybe like any plugin which are there here. Suppose any you take, suppose paid data extractor, page data. So if I try to search it here, it will be there. Page, you see here, page data extractor. So all whatever is there, now, all 23 will be there. Anyone you search or anyone you need, you can search about that, and you have to just click on that after searching it. So one I'll show you. Let us say parallel. There is a plugin called parallel. Okay, parallel controller. So we need this. So we have to put a check mark in this. When you put its thing will be loaded, and even notes will be there. You can click and it will go to that page if you want to read about that. But yeah, so check mark and there, and do apply changes and start. So it will be installed. So I'll show you. So it's downloading them, and fine. So if you see that parallel controller will come here, the logic controller, and here this BZM parallel controller. By default, it is not there. So once I have installed, you see parallel. By default, we have 17 controller, and using this parallel controller, we will be having 18 controller. Okay. So this is how we can install any plugin. And even if you want to remove that, right? So you can go to option and plugin manager, and same uh, in install plugin, whatever plugin you want to. So suppose I do not need this parallel controller. So I'll uncheck it. Okay, uncheck it. So it will say uninstall, and then I'll do apply changes and restart. Now. So all will be removed. Okay. So like that, we can uh, install any plugins. First, you have to install this JMeter plugin manager, and then through that we can do any plugin installation and uninstallation. Some plugin we will be needing in our session, like few are there. Dummy sampler, this will be needed, right? Uh, so dummy sampler, parallel controller, custom thread group, Selenium WebDriver, perf1 and merge result. And these are important. Till synthesis we can have. These are some important plugins. And so even you can read about that. So suppose parallel controller, which I'm saying is important. So what it does, you can read. Uh, see, you can click there and you can read about that. Okay, you can read. You see what it does. So and anyone. Suppose the Selenium WebDriver, what it does, you can click. You can read page data extractor, what it does. You can go there and read right how it works. So like that, and below every plugin you'll see some numbers will be there, which tells that that is the latest. Means suppose this is Selenium, and you see from 1.40 it has just started until it's here. So this is the latest one. Okay, this one is the latest one, like that. Whenever you will be installing, always the latest one will be installed, right? So few are important, so we will install them. We can install them in one go also. How to install them in one go? Again, just to go to plugin manager and search all. Suppose starting with, go to available plugin and starting it here or dummy, then then both dummy parallel we need, then custom, then Selenium is also there, but Selenium is not needed now. You can install Selenium here, WebDriver, perf1, merge result. So I've selected till year 6 one by one. All they are all showing here. And if I do here, all will be downloaded and we can do a restart. It will automatically do restart.
Uh,
So, so it's downloading
so we
all.
will do few examples also, no? With this plugins.
Pardon?
We will see few examples also, no, of how we use this plugin.
Ah,
Okay.
the important one which are highlighted here, we'll be using. Okay, so it's still download. Fine. So this is done. Right. So that is for today. So we cover this date in whatever topics here today. So from next session, we'll pick up one scenario, right? So that is what end-to-end recording will start. We'll start with pet store. There are two scenarios. We'll start working on the. We'll understand. Then yeah, right. So that is so almost done. Basics almost done. Now we will do everything with the best practices, and we will enter in the advanced concepts like. It was not basic, but just every nothing is basic here. We are learning, right? So slowly we will move moving ahead. But main thing will start from here. Correct. Till now we have understood the core concept. You can say foundations. Correct. Now we will try implementing them and how everything works. How we prepare a full functional script. writing code, regular expression, dynamic value, all this thing will start doing. So it's almost done. Let me, if this finishes early.
With the plugin, can we write it to the file, sir? Like, will we able to see that in our coming sessions?
We have to write code for that, not using plug.
Okay. So will we able to see that?
Coding section it will. See, this plugin which I'm saying is not always necessary. Okay, so do not worry about that. But few are important. I'll be using them somewhat, few of them here and there. That's why I'm installing. Okay. But it's not very much compulsory that you have to have it, because in maybe in your system laptop you'll not be having. Okay. So only for practice purpose, just understand them. And only when we need, we will be using them. Okay. Directly do not go and install them if until unless it is required. Here we will be using, that's why I'm just installing in one go. But until unless any of this plugin is not required, do not install. It's not compulsory to install.
Oh, okay. On the go, like if we require anything that will improve our script, we will be installing that, right?
On the go. Yes. This plugin doesn't improve anything. They are just some extra thing or extra feature uh, which other people have bought in, right? So we have to understand like something, some extra stuff which some, this plugin does what they bring some extra feature in JMeter. So there are like so many are there. Many people do not know much more of them. Like 123 are there. Who will remember those, right? So that is taking so much. Okay, I can show you. Like one point was left to show, so I can show that in next session also.
Okay, sir. Can we draw?
Hmm.
Thank you.
It's taking unnecessary so much time. Yeah, I'll quickly talk about them in next session. No need to wait. Yeah, fine.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
fine. So thank you all. We'll meet on Monday. Okay, bye.